What's up, y'all? This is Duana, aka Glamazon 1026, and welcome back to the Glam Room. I'm coming with a lot today, okay? I'm giving y'all the goods, all right? Today we're going to be doing 3 different eyeshadow placements for beginners. If you don't know where to put your eyeshadow in order to get a complete cohesive look, I am going to show you. This idea was born out of me actually helping somebody one-on-one with eyeshadow placement for a trip that they were going on. And also somebody was speaking to me on Twitter and was like, I followed your eyeshadow tutorial and it was super easy for me to get it done and, keep doing what you're doing. So I figured I'm gonna give to the people. I'm gonna give back to the people today. I'm gonna show you how to do a halo eye, a semi-cut crease, and then this beautiful sultry smoky eye. I'm going to break it down so that anybody can do it, okay? So if you guys wanna see that, stay tuned after the intro. But before we go, make sure that you click the subscription button. Make sure you click the notification bell so that you can become a part of the most glamorous, the most fabulous community here on YouTube, the Glam Fam. I got a lot of great content coming up. I put a lot of great content up already and you don't want to miss it, okay? So make sure that you click those 2 buttons. And without further ado, let's learn how to do eyeshadow, y'all, okay? All right.
Hey girl, Ma, what's up? I got some tea. What? Yeah. Alright.
Today we are zoomed all the way in because, like I said in the intro, we are going to be giving 3 different ways for eyeshadow placement if you're a beginner. So first we're starting with a clean lid. Right now I have on the B Taylor Beauty eyeshadow base in the shade Tan. You guys can use any eyeshadow base you see fit. Just make sure that you have a base on your lid because this is going to help the shadow adhere and it's going to help it last throughout the day. The second most important thing, I think, is knowing the zones of the eye. So I think I've done this a couple of times on my channel, but for those of you who are new or those of you who forgot, I'm going to do it again. We have the brow bone area. We have the transition space. This is the crease. The crease is not necessarily where your fold is in your lid. It's basically where your socket is. And then you have the lid space and then you have the lower lash line. Now going from out to in, you have the outer V, the middle lid, and then the inner corner. So once you familiarize yourself with those zones, then you can know exactly what we're talking about and where to put your shadow, okay? All right, so we're going to go on this eye right here, and we are going to start with the halo. The halo is defined as a darker inner and outer corner with a bright spot kind of in the middle. So it looks like the darker shadow is haloing the shimmer that's going to be in the middle. So first I'm going to pick up Sunrose Amber, put that all in our crease and transition space and work that out towards the brow bone. You want to make sure that you blend it out so that there's no harsh lines anywhere. And I'm using like small circles as well as windshield wiper motions to get the shadow to disperse across my lid. I'm going to pick up Nocturne. And you can use a smaller brush if you have one. And you're going to just dab that onto the inner corner. Maybe put it about 1/3 of the way into the lid. I put the pigment down with the tip of the brush and I'm using the side of the brush to just kind of blend the pigment out. When you finish that, you want to go to the outer V and do the same thing. Now you want to take up that first color we picked, Sunrose Amber, and just blend out the edges of this. We're going to go in windshield wiper motion so that you're bringing some of the Nocturne shade across the crease, but not too much. Like, we don't want to put any new pigment in our crease. We just want to blend the Sunrose Amber and the Nocturne together in the crease so that it kind of forms like a bridge. If you're having trouble blending out the darker pigment, you can pick up a clean brush with no pigment on it at all and then use that to blend out the darker pigment. Now I'm going to go in with a flash shader and pick up this pinky gold. It's called Heavenly Body. You just dab it onto the center lid and up into the crease. And you kind of stop where the crease is. So now I'm just going to go back with the second brush that I put the darker pigment on and blend out the edges. You don't have to add any more pigment if you don't want to. So blend out the front and the back and around the top. And then you have the main portion of the halo on your lid. Now, if you are a person who wants to finish off the lower lash line, it is super easy. So you're going to take a smaller brush and go in with your darkest shade first. You're just going to go underneath your lower lash line. Make sure that the outer edges meet, right under here. And then you can either use a clean brush to blend this out, or you can go in with a little bit of the Sun Rose Amber and blend that out. And then you want to make sure that that meets out here as well. Finish off the eye with some mascara and some lashes, and you are done. For the second look, we're going to use this eye, and we're going to do a semi-cut crease, but not really. So we're first going to go in with Electrique, which is this very pretty dusty rose color. I'm gonna start in the inner corner and pat it down and carry it through the crease and transition, and then blend out into the transition space. You always want to make sure that you don't put any extra pigment on your brush, and blend out into the transition space and brow bone so that you have a nice smooth transition. So now we are going to go in with, what's this one? Saturn Sunset. And we're going to put that in the outer V and the crease. All right, so now we're going to the outer V down here. And we're going to blend that into the crease. Now we're going to take Rose Venus, which is this pinky shade right here. All right, so we'll start in the inner corner here, and we'll move it towards the lid, and then we'll bring it up towards the crease. You don't have to keep it in a straight line because we're going to blend it out soon, okay? And then we'll make sure that we blend these two together in the back, toward the back. Without putting any more pigment on, we're going to go in and blend where everything meets. So we're going to blend the lid towards the outer V, right? And then we're going to blend the crease and the inner V. And what this does is that it transports some of the pigment that you put down. It just makes that line a little bit softer, and you have a nice shimmery lid. And if you feel like you lost some of that pigment, you can go back in and put some more of the Rose Venus down. So now we are going to do the same thing and finish off the lower lash line. So we're going to take a small brush, and we're going to go in with, what's that called? Saturn Sunset. We're going to put it right under our lower lash line. And we're going to use that first brush with a little bit of the Electrique and blend that out. Remember, you always want to make sure that they meet on the outside over here. I'm going to go in with some mascara, and then we are going to put on some lashes. All right, and so semi-cut crease, halo. You guys can see the difference. They're still both very cute and very beginner friendly. Okay, y'all, we are back. I have already done this eye, and I'm going to show you how to get this beautiful smoky eye on this side. We have our primer on already, and we are going to pick up this, I don't know, just a brush, any brush, a big fluffy brush, and we're going to go in with Electrique, and then we're going to put that in the transition space and blend that out towards the brow bone. So you can just tap a little bit in that transition space and then go in with windshield wiper motions all across to the brow bone. So now I'm going to take another brush, and I'm going to go in with Nocturne, which is this brown shade. First, I'm going to take up a little, and I'm going to put it where the two of them meet. And I'm just going to use the side of the brush to kind of blend them together so that we have a nice transition. Because when you're going from something like a pink to a brown, it can be a little bit difficult to blend and make it look nice. So you just start with a little bit first and go back and forth until you have a nice blend. All right, so when you get that first shade like transition down, you're gonna go in with more of Nocturne. And then you're just going to put that all over the rest of your lid. So just deepen everything up. You're not going to leave any space untouched by pigment. Alright, so now we're going to pick up our flat shader and we're going to go in with Noir Moon, which is this right here. And we're going to put that everywhere that we put the dark brown. Start in the inner corner and tap all the way across the lid. We're not going to go up too high because we want to make sure that we're going to have enough space to blend and the Noir Moon doesn't overtake the pink. So I'd stop like right where the fold in my eye is. See? All right, and so now I'm going to take the brush that I had the brown one on, the brown shade on, and then I'm going to use that to blend out the edges of this. Bring the two of them together, basically, or the three of them rather, because we're blending the shimmer, the dark brown, and the pink together at the sides just so that it diffuses nicely. So we're going to pick up a little bit of that Nocturne and bring it underneath our lower lash line. This is just a base for the Noir Moon. Then we're going to pick up the brush that we used the pink with, pick up a little bit of the Electrique, dust it off, and blend out the Nocturne. And make sure that comes out here. And then I'm going to get that same small brush, pick up Noir Moon, tap it off, and then just run that underneath my lower lash line. Alright, so I'm going to finish it up with mascara and lashes, and I will meet you at the end. So this is the sultry look. I saved this one for last probably because it is my favorite eyeshadow look. Anyway, I hope that you guys learned something today. If you struggle with eyeshadow, I hope that this will help you. If you guys want more, I can do more. There are so many basic shapes that you guys can do that will just help elevate your eyeshadow game. So here are some tips just to make sure that your eyeshadow looks good all the time when you're doing it, okay? We're gonna summarize like we used to do back in the day. Make sure that you have at least 3 fluffy blending brushes and a flat shader. You only need 4 brushes at the most for eyeshadow. A small one, a medium one, and a bigger one, and then a flat shader. That's it. If you're unsure of how much pigment to put down, put a little bit down first and blend out, and then continue to add. It's much easier to do it that way than to put a lot of pigment down and then blend out. Make sure you put it down and then blend out towards the brow bone so that you get this nice gradient. If you are doing shimmers, you can bring them above the crease, but you don't want to use them as transition shades or crease shades because then it'll give you like a 70s, 80s disco-y, you know, something look. And unless you're going for that, you kind of don't want that, okay? So stick with mattes for transition shades. The next thing is that every single shape that I showed you today can be used with either the same 3 colors and you'll have 3 different looks, or you can just experiment and find shades. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a light matte, a darker matte, and a shimmer that complement each other. So just remember those tips and your eyeshadow should come out really, really, really good, okay? And just blend, blend, blend. Always be blended. You know, that's the cardinal rule of makeup here on this channel. A, B, B. Always be blended. I hope that this video helped you. And if it does, just give me a thumbs up down below. Tell me which one you think that you can accomplish after seeing these breakdowns in the comments. And I will be just like really happy. If you happen to do any of these, be sure to tag me on Twitter or Instagram so that I can see and I can hype you up because I love that. Make sure you click the subscribe button. We have done really good in the past few weeks. We're over 1,600 and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all my new followers. Tell your friends to subscribe and let's have a great time here in the Glam Room. Become a part of the Glam Fam. Know exactly when I upload by clicking that notification bell. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Glamazon1026. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Swam in my DM, now that nigga drown.